Says we're live. Ask people if they can see us. Is our crew? Can you guys see us? I don't know if I have to like update this to see the viewers or what. I'm technologically challenged. Oh, I see viewers. We have people. Okay. Okay, guys. We struggle with technology. So we're going to like rock this thing out. Just know if we can do it, you can do it. So here we go. I'm going to kick this thing off first. We're super excited to be talking about recruiting today because it is like, that's where the magic happens. So it's going to be good. I will introduce myself first and then I'll turn it over to Tara and then we'll kick it back over and start getting rocking on our stuff. So just so you know, my 4-month-old is sitting right next to me. So if he gets jabbering, like I might mute myself and turn it over to Tara or something, but we're just going to roll with this because this is mom life at its finest. Building this business in the mom cracks. So first of all, I'm Micah Folsom. I started coaching in July of 2013. You guys, we shared some of our stories yesterday, so we're not going to really go into that, but my team is Team Inspiration. We were a top 10 team in 2014, and we are still young and kind of on your guys' level. So that's why when the leaders got together to Zoom about this amazing training and go over topics and stuff, Tara and I, we got this recruiting topic because we feel like we really are in the trenches just like you guys. We're not doing anything different than you guys are. And so it should all be really relatable and applicable and you guys can just take it and run. So I'm going to turn it over to Tara for 2 seconds. She can kind of give us a little info about her and then we'll get rocking.
Hi guys, my name is Tara Bialek. I am a Superstar Diamond Coach. I started in 2013. My team is Dream Again, and we are, just like what Micah said, we started as success partners, and we kind of just built our teams together. And we're going to give you a lot of tips that we've used that we actually like totally saw our teams blow up, I would say, in 2014, and we tips that we've used to grow our teams and have our coaches grow their teams and so on and so forth. And we're doing the same thing that you guys are doing, like, so I think you're going to find a lot of great tips and we're hopefully super relatable that you guys can start applying them like today. So Micah's going to kick it off and then I'm going to jump in a little bit later.
All right. Brandy said the chat box isn't working. And let me just see this chat. Okay, so maybe now it'll work. Tell me, leaders, if it's working really quick before I kick this off. I don't know. Come here, buddy. Well, I don't know if the chat box is working. If it's not, then you guys can just use the comment thread in the leader page to ask your questions. If it is working, then go ahead and chat there, okay? All right, let me do the screen share stuff and we will get the ball rolling. There you Oh, you see him, Brandy? Say hi. Okay. Present to everyone. Tell me once you guys can see this bad boy. All right, we good, Tara? Oh, you're muted, so I totally can't hear you. Okay.
Yeah, you are. You're good.
Okay, perfect. Okay, so I'm going to kick this off. So we're going to be going over recruiting like a superstar today. And I am going to kick it off with a mindset shift. I know that in the comment section when we posted yesterday, there were some comments about, I don't want to hear about mindset. I want to hear about the secrets and the numbers and how to and all that stuff. But you know what? Everything starts with the mindset. So that's what we're going to cover first. And in my opinion, it's the most important part of it. So first of all, recruiting and building your team and growing an empire is not about you. It is all about them. It is all about who you can help, who you can change, help change their lives. And when that switch happened for me, that's when I started running. Because at the beginning, you're like, oh, I need to get to Diamond. I need to add coaches to my team. And I need to it was all me, 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 me. I need to grow my team because it's going to benefit me. The second that you see how this business changes someone's life, you realize it is so not about you. It is, we are the messenger. We have gold. And when we can share that with other people, that's when you can just talk to anyone about it because you're so confident in what gift you have to give them. So recruiting is not a dirty word. When I first started off, whenever I heard recruiting, I was like, ew, I do not like that. Like I feel so icky just hearing that word. But it is, as soon as you have that mindset shift, you know that recruiting is where the magic happens. Recruiting is where, hey, sorry guys. Recruiting is where you have the opportunity to not just affect someone's fitness and nutrition as a challenger, but you have the ability to change their entire life. When they engulf themselves in what Beachbody offers, in the whole lifestyle of it, in every aspect of it, that is priceless. So you just have to understand what you have when you're talking to people. So stop trying to convince people to join you. It is not about you. You're not trying to just get numbers. You are trying to change lives, and that's what recruiting is all about. I wanted to refer to one of my coaches, Jaylyn. Lots of you guys in the training right now. Oh my gosh, mister. Lots of you guys in the training are diamonds, maybe star diamonds. And so you understand the fact that you aren't going to grow and rank until you develop some leaders on your team and pop some more diamonds. But it is not about the stars. It's not about how many stars you can add to your name. It is seriously about focusing on the lives you can change. Like I've said, you'll hear it over and over. But one of my coaches, Jaylyn, she came to me last year in January. Rock bottom. I mean, rock bottom. She had to borrow money from her mom, I think, to just get her challenge pack and sign up. But she's like, Micah, I just need this. I need change. My life was just in shambles. She was the lowest of lows, felt terrible. And she ended up the year 5-star elite. Her life is completely different than it was. And I just have goosebumps and I have tears like coming to my eyes because it is so amazing to be a small part of that. And so when you get a glimpse of that and you get that mindset shift about what this is really all about, you can talk to anyone and you're not going to have reservations about how they perceive you or how they receive the information that you're giving them. Because when you lead with your heart and when you're genuine about truly offering this opportunity to someone because it will change their life and because you know that what a blessing it will be, then you don't have to be nervous about it. And so the way to get there for me, I know I totally had reservations at the beginning and I had to dive into personal development hardcore. It took me about 3 months before I actually did personal development because I was like, I'm happy, I'm fine. I don't need this. I need to focus on other things. But holy moly, the second that I really started to grow myself in every single aspect, whether it was leadership or confidence or social media presence or learning how to be vulnerable and real and relatable, that's what I needed for my business to take off. I had to invest in myself more than I invested in anything else in my business. And I love this quote. It says, confidence is not they will like me. Confidence is I'll be fine if they don't. And when you feel that way, when you feel like, hey, I'm not out there to please anyone. I'm not out there to get approval from the people that are seeing my posts. I am out there to change some freaking lives, and I'm out there to make a difference, then it doesn't matter, and you don't need anyone else's approval. So moving on from that, I get a little fired up about that because it seriously is the game changer in your business when you can get that shift. Okay, so first of all, where are you going to pull your best coaches from? So many of my solid coaches are coming from my challenge groups still. They did from the beginning. At the beginning, all of my coaches came from my challenge groups. I was converting challengers who loved Shakeology over to coach, and then just duplicating what I was doing with running challenge groups. I had no idea what I was doing for the first, I don't even know how many months. And I was just like, hey, I'm running challenge groups. These people love Shakeology. Why don't you guys get the discount and then you can run some challenge groups with me? And so they were hitting Success Club and they saw their business start to grow. And it's just all about duplication, but they all came from challenge groups. And it's not like now that I'm a superstar diamond, I'm not pulling any coaches from challenge groups. I'm getting all of these people flooding to me for the business. False. That is false. I get so many coaches still from my challenge groups. So you have to leverage those. Challenge groups for me are where I mold my future coaches. First and foremost, you have to be a good coach. You have to focus on inspiring your challengers and helping them get awesome results, because when that happens, they're going to get a taste for what is possible when they engulf themselves in this community. And that's what I love so much about it. Trying to create that team culture that we have on our team pages. Hey, oh my gosh, mister. Trying to create that team culture in my challenge groups is a big focus, because I want them to really get a feel for what the fit community is like, because that's one of my favorite parts about coaching, is surrounding myself with so many like-minded, motivated individuals that I'm learning and growing with every step of the way. So that's a big focus for my groups. Another focus is kind of creating a sneak peek into coaching in your groups. You want to, I know for me, lots of coaches run their challenges different ways. I'm just going to talk about what I do because that's what I'm here for. So I am a perma challenger in my groups. I'm not even on a step up. Like, I don't go into my groups as I'm your coach and you are my challenger. I'm leading this. I'm just one of them. And I create this level playing field where I'm checking in for accountability. I'm sharing any recipes or tips that are working for me. I'm sharing how I've been consistent over the past 2.5 years as a challenger, because that is what I signed up for. I needed the accountability. I needed something to help me stay on track. And these challenge groups are what do it for me. So I just share what's working for me, what things I've overcome, what habits I've created that are helping me. And I think that the reason why I can convert challengers is because they're like, dude, this girl is not doing anything that I can't do. She is nothing special. She shows up, does her workouts, shares a couple things, supports us. Like, I can do that. And because of that, lots of my challengers convert, because they're like, I can do this. I want to be surrounded by this stuff. I want to be held accountable. And so just really focusing on how you want to run your groups so that you can leverage your challenge groups to convert those people to coaches. Because when I have challengers that fall off, that don't engage in the group, they're the ones that totally fall off the face of the earth. They stop working out. They start eating their crap. It's whatever. It's the challengers that stay engaged, that stay surrounded by the support, that take advantage of the groups that are successful. So why not become a coach and have that for the rest of your life? Honestly, that's how I see it. So building, oh, shizzle my nizzle. Oh, golly. Hold on. Okay. And then the last one is building value around Shakeology, because when people understand the value of Shakeology, when it becomes more than, oh, I'm just going to drink this for 30 days, because that's how it was for me. I was like, I need this in my life forever. How can I get it for cheaper? That's why I signed up. I wanted the discount. So when you build value and help your challengers understand the benefits and what they're fueling their body with during the challenge, they'll want to stay on it. And then it's a no-brainer to just become a coach and get it at the discount and start helping their friends. So really, really focusing on leveraging your challenge groups. Next, how to attract your ideal coach. Okay, guys, you've heard it time and time again. Your vibe attracts your tribe. Do not post to the masses. You want to post to those people that you're trying to attract. I'm not going to be the right fit for every single person. My personality, my lifestyle, the way that I coach, the way that I live is not going to rub right with every single person, and that's fine. But I know who I want to work with, and I know who I can help best. So you need to get clear about who you're posting to. You need to get clear about who you want to work with in your challenge groups and about who you want to work with on your team, because we all know that we are working with our teams every single day. You want to fill your teams with people who lift you up, who aren't pulling you down, who you just like to be around, because that's the beauty of this business. We get to choose who our coworkers are, and it's freaking awesome. So get clear on that. What characteristics do they have? What are some target words that you can use in your posts that they're going to relate to? And then, like I said, you want to post to that person every single day, consistently, because you want them to see when they are seeing your post, they're gonna be drawn to them because of the verbiage and because of the pictures you're using and those types of things. So how do you attract this type of person besides the basics of talking to them and posting pictures that they'll relate to? Is targeting them in your Facebook ads and your boosts and those types of things. So we actually have a social media week planned that we're going to go more into detail about how to do some of these things. But that really made a difference in my business last year when I was completely out of my warm market, I felt, and I was scared to death to tap into my cold market, because I was like, how am I going to keep bringing these people in and meeting new people? I'm going to run out. I had that mentality of I'm going to run out. And when I really got clear on who I could help, on who I wanted to work with, I was able to attract them through my Facebook posts, through investing in my business. And that was really crucial for me to continue to grow. But guys, I want to make it clear, top coaches are not bringing in millions of coaches every single month. You'll see a couple that bring in like 30 to 50 coaches, and that to me is crazy. Like I don't do that, you guys. What made top 10 in 2014, recruiting about 8 to 15 coaches a month, which is good. It's solid, but it's not out of reach for any of you, and it's not a ridiculous amount of people. It's just I was quality over quantity. It wasn't a numbers game for me. It wasn't how many people can I bring in and we'll just see who sticks. It was I want to work with people who want this. So I was targeting that type of person, and then I was really investing in my coaches to help them get started right, to help build that Success Club base, and to really just help them get their businesses rolling. So it's not crazy amounts of numbers that you need to bring in to be successful in this business. It's just working with the people that want it and targeting the right type of person that is going to be a good fit for your business. And then sprinkling coaching into your posts every single day. This is something that I think is so important. And I have some examples on the next page. But you need to I always figure that people just know what I do. I don't know why. I figure everyone knows I'm a Beachbody coach. They know that I love to work out. Actually, I don't really love to work out. I love to be done working out. But anyways, they know that it's all about Shakeology. It's all about helping people. People honestly have no idea. So just giving people a glimpse into my lifestyle, about how Beachbody fits into my mom life. Ultimately, my biggest goal and my biggest love is my family, and I want to be home with my young kids, and I want to be a mom and be just a stay-at-home mom in my sweats. Like, that is my dream job. That's my dream life. no matter how much income we ever brought in, that would not change ever. That's just how I am. So sprinkling in different aspects of coaching, how I'm able to fit it into my life, the blessings that it's bringing, the people that I'm surrounding myself with, just doing those things daily are what give people an idea and spark that interest to say, hey, what is this girl doing? And then when you follow up with an invite, or when you follow up with an actual, hey, I'm doing a sneak peek, or I'm doing a live call, or whatever, they are ready to learn more about it. So it's super important that you're not just posting your workouts. You're not just posting Shakeology even, because that's going to attract challengers, which is great because you can pull coaches from challengers. But if you want to start attracting business building coaches right off the bat, then you have to post about the lifestyle. You have to post about the business side of it, and it'll bring in the right type of people. So here's some examples. So this first one on the top left, this is my little Briggy boy. And I was just sharing, you know, I can't believe that I'm working right now. I can't believe that this is my view and I'm working with this kid as my assistant. Like, that's basically what the post was all about. And then I kind of shared some blessings or something. I don't even remember what I posted, but just little bits like that. The one on the right is one that one of the coaches on my team posted, Ashley, and she was just posting about, this is my mobile office. I can work from anywhere, anytime. Like, anyone can do this. And people who want that freedom, who want that luxury, that will draw them to her because she's posting stuff like that. That will be, oh my gosh, I can't even think straight with Brig. Can you guys even hear me? Okay, I'm almost done, so that's good. The next one, I was posting about personal growth. That is a huge part of my journey. It's one of the biggest things that I love about coaching. And so I want to share about it because people who are drawn to that will be like, hey, that's a part of her job, or that's a part of her lifestyle, or she's into that type of thing. And I want to attract people who are into personal growth because, hello, if they're into personal growth, they're going to love coaching, right? Because that is what it is all about. And then the last one, I was just sharing that we had paid off our Tahoe. So I was just sharing a little financial blessing that because of this opportunity, we've been able to pay off our cars and we're working on our house next. So just little bits and pieces, because I still get people who are like, do you actually make money doing this? And I'm like, whoa, like, do you not, like, clearly I'm not portraying that this is changing my life in every way possible. So there's kind of a fine line between posting too much and posting not enough. And that's where I always get in my own way for that, like in that department. But I try and focus on just sharing little bits like this is changing our life, because it totally is, hands down, no questions asked. And I want people to understand how it can change theirs. So that's why it's so important that you sprinkle it in and you let them know the possibilities. So next up is Tara. I'm turning over to you, girlfriend. Can you just unmute yourself? Okay.
Can you hear me? Am I good?
Yep, you're good.
All right, guys. I'm excited to talk about this because this is something that I struggled with in the beginning, and until I got organized and created this for my team, people didn't know what they were doing, you know? No one knew what they had to, like, what challenge groups were coming up or what sneak peeks were coming up, because we didn't have a plan. So it was kind of like a free-for-all. So what happened was in 2014, we decided, Mike and I, to work together, and we were going to come up with a marketing strategy that we put into action right away and help grow our businesses. So if you do not have a marketing strategy for your team, and this is for whether you have, 3 people working the business or 100, wherever you are, you need to have a marketing strategy that your team is following it with. So it's time to get organized, start the month proactive. Don't just let the month happen. Now, this is going to be different for everyone. It depends on what you have in place. Can you guys hear me? Uh-oh.
I can hear you.
Oh, okay. Okay, good. Okay. So it depends on what you have in place. So For example, I'm going to give you a couple of different examples. Create a marketing strategy for your team. So get a calendar out, decide on what times of the month that you are going to focus on certain things in the business. Yes, we want you to do your power hour every day. Yes, it's super important to be consistent, but you need to be focused on different times of the month of like inviting to a challenge group or inviting to a sneak peek, or just being purposeful in your posts and in your conversations. So set times of the month to recruit. Like, for example, you can do the first 2 weeks of the month or the last 2 weeks of the month, but they have to coincide with your new coach training. If you have a new coach training, and you guys should all be starting your own new coach training. If you're a new diamond, 1-star, 2-star, whatever, if you're upline, it's important to see your face in the training. So start putting together a coach training, or, pull things from your upline's new coach training. That's what we did. And then we added our own stuff. But you're a leader now. So make sure that you delegate certain times of the month to do those things. So for example, you can do the last 2 weeks of the month if you have a new coach training on the first Monday of every month. That would make sense. You can do the first 2 weeks of the month, which a lot of us do. And we're really focused those first 2 weeks on running our Facebook ads. I'm on my like page, and I'll explain this in a little bit of what I actually do to talk to people and to build relationships with people. That's the first 2 weeks of the month for me, that I'm really focused on finding people that want more out of life and want to, change their bodies and change their life for the better. The Biz Opportunity event, the last week of the month, whatever you decide, plug it into your calendar. We're doing it this week. We do it Wednesday through Friday, and I'll give you examples of how to do that for your team. New coach training, decide every month when that's starting. We have an ongoing one in a separate website training that you can definitely do something like that, or you can just do it in a Facebook page. Whatever you decide, you need to make sure your team is doing the same and plugging people in. It is so important. It's one thing for you to do it, but if no one else is doing it along with you, there's going to be a problem. Your team isn't going to grow. It's just going to stop at a certain level. So you want to make sure that your leaders, and you're having calls with your diamond leaders, and you're keeping them up to date on things that you're doing, and getting them to do the same for their coaches, and so on and so forth. Okay, Micah, you can go on. Thanks. This is just an example. Okay, there's 2 different ways of doing this. Now, depending on personalities, they're going to appeal to certain people. So the first one on your slide, you'll see something very simple. And this is what I put on my team page as what we're doing. The first week of every month, we're doing a challenge group of some sort, and then you can do an optional free group. And what I like to do is pair my leader. I'm like, okay, guys, we're going to work together. We're not going to I used to do everything for everyone, but this year I'm changing it, because you want to develop leaders in your team. So have them break off with a success partner, or have them break off with a couple other people in your team to do their own free group. So it's not so big and overwhelming, but it's something that they're taking control of, and they're leading it. So I think it's important for your diamonds or your emeralds to start running their free groups together, couple at a time, and doing it together that way. Same with challenge groups. It doesn't need to be you doing it all the time. Yes, if you're not running your own challenge groups right now, you need to start. And don't depend on your upline to do it for you. Start, and then you can have and teach your coaches to do the same. And then the week 2 is when we do our sneak peek group. So it's just simple. Week 3 is another challenge group, because we do 2 a month. And then week 4, we're just wrapping up Hitting Success Club, focusing on inviting to the following month and all of that. Then I have my leader calls and everything, and my regular calls all up there. So that's on my cover. That's the cover photo on the page. So it's always, this is what we do every month. That's it. Game over. Unless there's a launch, we might change it up. Now, the detailed one is something that a lot of newer coaches like. I like to just post on a whim. I'm not a planned person. I like to what I'm feeling that day is what I post, but now that I have more time that I'm not working, it's easier for me to do. But when I was working, I needed to make a plan. So Sunday nights, I would plan out all of these posts for the week, and I would put them in my phone. And I tell my coaches to do the same thing. Or during my lunch hour at work, that's what I was doing. I was storing posts in my phone that would share Beachbody with people without being upfront and saying, oh, Beachbody has helped me do this. No, there's different ways of sharing it and sprinkling it in, like Micah talked about. But this can help someone. This team calendar could be used as example, or you can make one every month, depending on what you want to do. So it tells people, okay, when should they post about a program? A challenge group. When should they post about a recipe? When should they share the business and how it's affected your life, and how it may not be affecting it financially because it wasn't initially for me, but it was affecting it in so many other ways where I felt fulfilled and I was excited for the week and I was excited for people and I was shouting out challengers. And there's so many different ways of sprinkling in the business without having that, if you're not seeing the financial rewards just yet. So that's another way, posting a transformation story. So, do it if you want to do that. It would really help a lot of your coaches. And then they know what's expected. They could change it up. They could use it as an example or follow it just as is. All right, let's move on. Yep, to the next one. Sharing the coaching opportunity. How do you share the business with others and provide opportunities for your coaches to build their teams? So when 2014 came, I didn't have many people working the business. The only person was I was working the business through my husband that year, because I said, if I need to step up and create some income and volume, right? So I was working my husband's business and I said, okay, I'm going to start there. I'm going to keep on busting my butt. And I know my team is going to follow suit. I know they're going to see me still consistent, doing what I need to do, helping lead them. And they're going to step up, and they did, as we implemented these things. So the first way, obviously, is one-on-one conversations. And everyone's like, I don't understand what you're saying to people. How come people are joining you? What is the magic words to say? Do you have a script for it? All of these things. But guys, I always say, yes, there's examples, and I share all my examples of what I'm saying. But it's honestly building a relationship and caring about someone. That's what the leaders on my team are doing to add 5+ coaches a month. That's what I'm doing. There is no secret sauce. There is no special something. It is the confidence that is portrayed in my voice when I chat with someone. It is the confidence of, if I'm talking to them, I know they're going to join me. Like, I needed, and until I got that mindset change is when my team started growing quickly, because you go into it thinking, you know what, I have so much to offer, and this can be gold in their hands. They can change their life. I've seen it happen. Knowing and having that confidence, people are going to sense that in your voice. They're going to sense if you really truly believe in what you're saying. It's going to come across in a better way. And that's when people they're going to do anything in their power to join you, because they want that. People want to have a better life. So the one-on-one conversations from the get-go are what I've always done. Everything happened behind the scenes for me, everything. And what I find is that people, if they're very self-conscious and don't know how to talk to someone and all of those things, that obviously the PD is the biggest part of it. They need to really dive into that, but also having them see you in action. So maybe doing a 3-way call or a 3-way message. One of my coaches did this the other day, a 3-way message with a potential coach, and just both of you sharing, and then they could really see how you talk to someone. Because it doesn't come naturally for some people, and it didn't come naturally in the beginning for me. So I think that's a really good place to start. You can also do a live power hour, which people have done before, and to share what you're doing and what you're saying to people. But honestly, when I'm building relationships, that's all what it's about. And then I heard Janelle Summers talk about this when I first started coaching, that the invite is going to come naturally when it comes up in the conversation of, if you have something. She always said, if I hear them say that they need something and it's something that Beachbody can offer them, that's it. I'm inviting them and keeping it simple. Keeping it simple and asking them if they ever thought about coaching or just being part of an accountable, supportive culture, honestly, because that's what Beachbody is. Talk like they're going to join you. We always talk about this on our team, no wimpy language. And I always try to encourage my coaches to talk like no doubt in your mind, you have the confidence that they're joining you. They were going to want to jump in, that you're not using the wimpy language like, well, if you, and if this is something, like the ifs and the ands and the what, like, okay, well then reach out to me if this is something that you would like. That's wimpy language. And you need to be confident in what you have to offer. So express that in when you're talking to someone. Okay. Sprinkle coaching in your page. That's what Micah talked about. So important, because these one-on-one conversations, if you guys have these great one-on-one conversations, but you're never talking about coaching or how it's blessing you or any of that on your page, and you're not sharing that you're a coach or anything like that, people have no idea. They're going to look at, and let me tell you, these one-on-one conversations, when they're going on, they're looking at your page. They're looking at your storefront. They're seeing what you're all about. So making sure that that's part of your page, and go and check your coaches' pages, do a check-in with them and make sure that they're doing the same thing you're doing. Like, don't be afraid to criticize. Well, yeah, I want to say criticize, because, well, not in a negative way, but you want to look at their pages and see what they can do better and share that with them. Because if you're not, and they're never going to grow, and they're going to wonder why they're stuck, and they're talking to all these people and no one's coming through for them, So making sure that they're also sprinkling coaching on their page. Sneak peek groups. These are the groups that we do. We change it up monthly. Right now we're doing like a Create Freedom with Coaching group. It is like a sneak peek, but I also highlight my leaders in there and have them do little videos on coaching and how it's helped them. I always include leaders and coaches on our team, because what happens is when they invite to this, then people are seeing their faces and they're more apt to jump in and join us, right? So my groups are 3 days long. I found that the 5 days were a little too long for me. I didn't like them, but it may work for you, and you may like the 5 days, and that's okay. So this is all trial and error. Some things work great, some things don't, and you just need to be willing to try. So we have done this, and then we do a live Zoom call, Q&A call on Thursday night. And it's really cool because all of the people that are in the group can jump on, ask any question they want, and any of us can answer them. And then they're seeing our faces, and they're seeing the face of the person that brought them into the group as well. So I would definitely have you guys think about running your own sneak peek groups, and then having your leaders also running their own. And Micah and I did this in the beginning together because our teams weren't huge. So you can do it with a success partner. You can do it with a partner on your team, whatever. But you don't need to do it with your upline. You can definitely have and start becoming a leader and building up leaders and teaching them how to do these things as well. Live happy hour events, you can do an hour long, where you would just include the content that you would do in sneak peek, but the videos should be short. And then the person would keep refreshing the page after like 10 minutes or 5 minutes, whatever length the videos are. You want to just make sure you don't have like 20 videos. Has to be something that they can keep up with. And honestly, the shorter, the better. A live webinar is what we had in the beginning. That's all we had. So, and that's what we were using to share the business, the coaching opportunities. So you can do that. Micah and I did our first one, and we messed up royalty. And it was like, It was bad. We didn't know, obviously, we're not good with technology. So, it was messed up in the beginning. I think they didn't see our slides, but we're getting our feet wet. We're learning, and you guys, that's what you need to do in order to become a leader. You need to learn and step up. And then the Zoom call, like the Q&A, you can do that even with people you've been talking to about the business and they're not ready to jump in. Hop on a Zoom call with them. Get some other leaders to do it with you. And then answer some of their questions and make it fun. We do prizes. So they get a couple points going into a raffle if they jump on the call, if they comment under some of the posts in the sneak peek groups. We make it fun. So it's something so they can see our tribe, they can see our culture and how our team is during these groups. All right, next, Micah. All right, and then onboarding. So I'm not going to really dive into this because you guys, we all have our different systems, but we need to create a system that is duplicatable. So anything that you're doing, you need to make it simple enough that your coaches are doing the same. So pretty much you're going to have a new coach welcome email. And I always talk about this before the person signs up. I'm like, I can't wait to get you started and send you my new coach email and add you to our team page. So when you're doing that, you're kind of getting them excited to jump in, and they're more apt to say, okay, I'm ready. I'm going to do this. I'm excited to be a part of this, a part of something bigger. So I share that I'm doing that, and then I send them the new coach email, and I've broken it down into parts. But I have used the same one for a long time. And what I say in the email at the end is I'm like, keep this for your records, not only for you, but when you are ready to add to your team, it's something you could revamp and make your own. So they have the links. They have the new coach training site on there. So they kind of know what they need to do for their team. Our new coach training, we have a website, but you guys, if you're doing it on Facebook, great. Doing it on Facebook, we did it for years on Facebook and it worked out really well. So whatever it is, make sure your coaches are plugging into it. What I like to do for my GSR call is I don't do it right away. And sometimes I don't do it at all. Now, here's what I want to say about this. It depends on the coach. In my new coach email, I talk about what kind of coach they are, whether they want the discount, they're a hobby coach, they just kind of want to do it on the side, or they're a business building coach. Now, if they're a business building coach, what I ask is for them to do some of the training. I want them to do maybe 5 days, I think I say, in the letter. And then I get them on the phone, or we do a new coach Zoom call with a few of my new coaches. Those are the people that are business building. I can talk to them about becoming an Emerald. I can talk to them about Success Club. I really try to and then we make a game plan for the month. Because these are the people that are in it. They're already going through the training. They're in it. So I feel like sometimes if you do a GSR call for every single person, some people do, and that's okay. And if that's your thing, great. But again, all of us leaders do it differently. But I feel like when they are through some of the training, they got some skin in the game and they're ready. They're ready for that call. They're ready. They know they're like, okay, I've heard of Emerald. Now let's explain it more. They're not like a deer with in the headlights when you're talking to them about Emerald or Success Club as a new coach or getting a game plan down and they're getting overwhelmed. I have them just dive in a little bit and then we can get on the phone. But let me tell you, everyone does it different. You do what works for you. I was a busy mom. I was working full time. I had 3 kids. It was crazy. I could not do a GSR call with every single one of my coaches, unless they showed interest of building a business or even becoming a hobby, but they were going through the new coach training. That is totally fine. I would do a call with them as well. But whatever you're doing, whatever you decide works best for you, works best for your team, that your team has to be doing the same thing and figuring out what works best for them. Micah, do you want to jump in on that or no?
No, I think that's good.
Okay. All right, so this is the end of our webinar. Now, I just want you guys to focus on what is important. Long-term residual income happens from team building, end of story. And I didn't realize that in the beginning. I thought, I'm just going to bust my ass. I'm just going to, sorry if there's kids around. My son has headphones on. I'm just going to do whatever it takes. I'm going to do whatever it takes and create and sell all these challenge packs. And it drove me crazy. Like, and then I'm seeing Micah, I'm like, Micah, your team is killing it, you know? And it's true. You guys need to be adding coaches to build your business, and you need to be teaching your coaches to do the same. If you aren't adding 5+ coaches a month, then something has to change. There's somewhere in whatever we're talking about today that you can improve on. Something, whether maybe you're doing everything we've talked about today, but you're not consistent. Maybe you're just doing it like 2 times a week. Or maybe you're doing it 4 times a week. You're not consistent. That can happen, and you will not add 5 coaches a month. You know, if you're not, maybe it's your page. Look at your page. Whatever it is, take what we said today, dig deep, and figure out what you need to change to make this happen. Also, in your coaches, help them do these things. Help them get plugged in. Help them attract, and that's what in the end, you want to attract people like you. You know, you want to attract people that you want on your team. And as you grow in this business, you'll start to attract more people that are like you, more people that you connect with, more people that you want to fill your tribe with, right? So it is quality over quantity for sure. You want the people that you really relate to, so it's not awkward. You know, and it's easy to help, people that are easy to help, you know. And I just want to say that there are no secrets. The people that are consistently adding to their teams monthly, they're just building relationships and talking to a lot of people. When I was growing, that's all I said to myself. If I can just help people, if I can just build relationships and be a friend and be a person and be a light in someone's life, that's all I care about. That's my business will grow naturally. And it did. And when there were months where it was slow, I said, okay, I'm just going to focus on my health and fitness journey. And I'm going to just focus on building relationships and being there for people. And it's going to snowball. It will snowball. There are no secrets. I could say the biggest secret, but it's really not, is what we shared today, is about believing in your success and believing that the people you're talking to, you're connected to for a reason, and that they will want to join you, and having that confidence going into conversations and on your page and everywhere. So that's it. That's all I have. I hope that you guys got something from it.
What do you see right now?
I see you holding the baby.
Oh, okay. That was awesome. Okay, I'm just going to close it out. Just some thoughts that kind of came to my mind while you were talking. It really is when I have like a slow month in my business, it's because the previous month I slacked on all of the behind the scenes stuff. I know that people think I'm going to do this so that we have a little better angle going on. So I know that people think that people are flooding to top coaches or whatever. It doesn't happen, you guys. Okay, maybe it does for some. It does. It does but it's because of all the work that they've put in previous. They've been consistent. They're doing attraction marketing. People are coming. They have systems in place. All of these things are because of work they've done previously. It's not just because their life is easy. I promise. But focus on the behind the scenes stuff. Focus on, if you're not having people reach out to you, if they're not commenting on your pictures, if they're not messaging you, if they're not interacting on your Instagram, be proactive about it. Go find the people that you want to work with and build relationships with them. Be proactively commenting on their stuff. Care about them. Build them up and add value, and it brings them back to your page. They see what you're doing. They already trust you because they realize you're a normal person and you're kind and you're just being a positive light, and then they ask questions. And so you have to be intentional about growing your team. You have to be. It has to be a top priority. Hands down, it has to be. If you want to build an empire, you have to grow your team, and you have to be so freaking focused on helping your coaches be successful in their businesses that's what will help you grow as a leader. So that's all I got. Tara, unless you have anything else, we'll just close it out and call it good. You good?
Thanks, guys. Yeah, that was awesome.
Thanks for hopping on, guys. See ya.